If you operate in IPv6 only or dual-stack network environments, you previously could not use AWS DRS because it required IPv4 connectivity for all replication and service communication. This created barriers for network modernization and prevented disaster recovery in environments where IPv4 addresses are unavailable or restricted. You can now set the Internet Protocol to IPv6 in your replication configuration to address these constraints. This enables you to use dual-stack endpoints for agent-to-service communication and data replication. You can eliminate the need for IPv4 addresses in your disaster recovery setup entirely. You can deploy AWS DRS in IPv6-only network environments to meet your network modernization requirements. Your existing replication configurations continue to use IPv4 by default and are not affected by this change. When analyzing logs, you often need to run similar queries that differ only in specific values like log levels, service names, or time intervals. Maintaining multiple copies of nearly identical queries creates overhead and reduces maintainability. CloudWatch Logs Insights now supports parameters in saved queries to address this. You can define up to 20 parameters with optional default values in a single query template. You pass values to reusable query templates with placeholders, eliminating duplicate queries. To execute a parameterized query, you invoke it using the query name prefixed with $ and pass your parameter values, such as $errors, by service log level equals error, service name equals sorter entry. You can access this feature via the CloudWatch console, AWS CLI, CDK, and SDKs across all commercial regions. This reduces query maintenance overhead while improving reusability for complex log analysis. When you run queries with order by and limit clauses on large tables, you often face performance bottlenecks from scanning entire datasets even when you only need a small subset of results. This becomes particularly costly when finding recent transactions, top-performing products, or latest prompts from billions of records. Amazon Redshift now addresses this by intelligently skipping irrelevant data blocks and processing only the minimal blocks needed based on the order by columns min/max values. The optimization reorders data block reads efficiently and maintains only the most qualifying rows in memory rather than scanning entire tables. This eliminates unnecessary I/O and compute overhead, especially when your data is sorted or partially sorted. The enhancement applies automatically to eligible queries at no additional cost starting with patch release P199 across all regions, requiring no query rewrites or configuration changes on your part. Building PHP applications on Aurora DSQL traditionally requires managing authentication tokens and handling connection security manually, which introduces complexity and potential security risks with user-generated passwords. The Aurora DSQL Connector for PHP addresses this by automating IAM token generation for each connection, ensuring you always use valid credentials without manual intervention. It handles SSL configuration and connection pooling automatically, allowing you to scale from development scripts to production environments without changing your authentication approach. The connector enables optimistic concurrency control retry with exponential backoff, simplifying client retry logic for transaction conflicts. It also supports custom IAM credential providers in AWS profiles, giving you flexibility in managing credentials across different environments while maintaining full compatibility with existing PDO_PGSQL features. OpenSearch collections traditionally store both index fields and a complete copy of the original document in the _source field, leading to increased storage consumption and costs, especially for time series and log analytics workloads with many indexed fields. Derived Source addresses this by allowing you to reconstruct source fields on demand from index values, eliminating the need to skip storing separate copies of original documents. This approach can reduce storage costs for time series and log collections while maintaining query capabilities. You enable at index level in mappings configuration when creating or updating indexes, giving you control over which collections benefit from this optimization.